We may still have 132 days before we open the 2022 Seton Hill University football season, but tonight we celebrate the spring version of the Seton Hill Griffins football team, as we do have the annual Seton Hill University spring game here at Penn Trafford High School, a beautiful venue on really a beautiful night for football. Alongside Roger Downs, I'm Dan Flickinger, Marcus Weekland on the camera as we bring you Griffins football. Griffins against the Griffins here tonight, Roger. This is the second time we've had the opportunity to stream this game. And while some people may say, well, it's just an inter-squad game, listen, these two teams, well, it's one team when it comes to the fall, but right now these teams want to beat one another. The gold team, the crimson team, they were drafted. They had a draft just like last year. They had a lot of fun with it. We'll talk about that as we go forward. But when you get to the end of spring and you finally get to play, yeah, this isn't going to be your normal game, but it's going to be a game. And you finally get to this point. Both of these sides, they're charged up for this game.
They certainly are, Dan. And, let's be honest. There are jobs on the line come the fall. Everybody wants to put their best foot forward. People want to impress the coaches with their offense, their defense, or their special teams. And if they can do it in this game, when fall camp begins, the coaches are going to look back at this video and say, you know what? Player X is really busting his butt. We're going to give him a shot on special teams, and then you never know what's going to happen from there. But the most important part of this entire spring game is to get out healthy.
Well, I talked with Dan Day earlier today. We had planned on showing that interview to everybody. Unfortunately, we had a little technical snafu, so Coach Day said that he would talk to us after the game, and that was going to happen regardless. He was going to come up and talk with us. But I talked with him before the game, and he said he's excited to see this game. He's excited to see what the players can do following the spring, particularly the younger players and the one with a little bit of inexperience maybe, ones that are trying to step into bigger roles. But the final word, Roger, from Coach Day this morning was nobody get injured. That's the big thing. Now, he also said you can't keep that if you're playing. You can't have that in the back of your mind, because if you're thinking about not getting injured, you're going to get injured.
Right.
So it's not as if he had that message to the players like, hey, let's try not to get – no. They want these players to go full bore throughout this entire four-quarter game, 8-minute quarters, by the way, and we'll tell you about the roles here in a moment. But as a head coach, in the back of your mind, you're thinking, let's get out of this without any injuries. But he is very excited to see the growth from the players from the spring here in this game.
Yeah, indeed, Dan. And just to remind our viewers there on your screen, you will see members of the Seton Hill University squad in red jerseys, which is the crimson team. The gold team is wearing white jerseys. And there are a few folks, about 6 to 7 of them, that are wearing black jerseys, and they will be playing for both teams. So keep that in mind. And please keep in mind also, this is an evaluation process for the coaches and the players. You may see some things down and distance-wise that you say, why are they calling a play like that? They need to see some specifics on some offensive linemen, some running backs, what they can do in this spring game that will hopefully carry over to the fall.
Let's take a look at the roles of this game. Roger mentioned crimson versus gold, and he also mentioned 6 players will wear black jerseys, and those players can play for both squads. The game will be made up of 4 8-minute quarters. That's something a little bit different this year. Last year, the teams went by drives. They didn't go by quarters, but they went by drives. Now, 4 8-minute quarters, 3 timeouts per team. There will be a halftime. And he did say a tie will result in overtime. Kickoff and punt returns will not be live. As a matter of fact, they will be even less live than they were last year. Last year, you had the kickoff team line up and kick the ball away, run down, and allow the returner to catch it. This year, it's just the kicker and the returner. That's it. So whoever returns, you catch the ball and you can advance it. It'll advance 20 yards automatically from where you are. So if the returning team catches the ball at their own 5-yard line, it's going to go to the 25-yard line automatically with no tackling, nothing live. Turnovers, however, will be live. So if an interception is thrown, the offense needs to tackle the defensive back, linebacker, whoever intercepts it, coming the other way. Quarterbacks are not to be tackled while in the pocket. However, if they tuck it and run, they're live. And Dan Day said earlier today, he said, hey, we have some quarterbacks that can do that. They can run the ball like Eddie Scott. So that will be something that we have to keep certainly our eye on. Now, while I said earlier that Coach Day certainly didn't talk about the fact that, make sure you don't get injured, that type of thing, they did kind of go over some things like quarterback in the pocket, those types of things. But he said, Roger, after a long spring where at the end of it you're not actually playing another team, it's a grind. It really is a grind to try to get yourself better through these practices, knowing that at the end you don't get to play a Calu, you don't get to play a Mercyhurst or a Gannon, you get to play each other. And he said, again, as I mentioned at the beginning of our pregame show, that the teams are the players are really excited to play in this game and play one another, and that's a good problem to have. Coach Day said basically, like, I don't have to encourage the guys to show energy. They're showing that energy, and that's obviously very important for a program that continues to try to find consistency and posted 5 wins last year.
Yeah, last year this game was at the home venue of Seton Hill University, Offutt Field in downtown Greensburg, and the winning team got a far, far better post-game meal than the losing team. Right now on the field, maybe in the background, you're able to hear they're going over the recruits that are coming in to Seton Hill next year.
Yeah, they're actually facing the away side, so we apologize. We can't get good shots of any of their faces. There's Chris Snyder, Seton Hill University Athletic Director, and he was the first head coach of the Griffins football program way back when. I say way back when. Compared to other schools in the PSAC, it actually wasn't that long ago, but in 2005. And, of course, the current coach, Dan Day, he is, of course, was on the first ever team to make the playoffs and the only team to post a winning record at Seton Hill. He's getting set to enter his 4th year and 3rd season in the fall. Of course, because of COVID, we have to always make sure people understand that, a coach could be at a certain place for 4 years, 5 years, but he actually has one less season because, of course, that season was wiped out because of COVID. We continue here on an abbreviated version, a unique version of Griffin's Game Day on the Westmoreland Sports Network as the teams continue to warm up. The gold team down to our left, the red team down to our right. Roger mentioned earlier, in case you're just tuning in, the gold team is in white. Hopefully that confused us a little bit last year, but we're okay. And the red team is the crimson team. They are down to our right now. This game is treated as such, live bullets flying. There are officials as well. And Coach Day mentioned to me earlier, he said, I would rather have the officials call this game tighter rather than looser. That way our guys know when we get into the fall what they can do and what they can't do. And I know being around the spring game, even when we didn't broadcast it, and also being around the inter-squad games that they have before the season starts in the fall, the officials really do an excellent job, especially in the fall, I would say, right before the season starts, of coming to practice, coming to these games like this, the inter-squad games, and explaining to all the players if there's any new rules. This is what we're looking for this year. Maybe there's an emphasis on this role or that role. So there's a lot of communication in these types of games between the officials, the coaches, and the players.
Indeed, Dan, and it was just a few minutes ago as we were setting up for our broadcast this evening, Coach Day had a very, very lengthy meeting with all of the officials for this game. And I'm sure they went over, the do's and the don'ts and what they're looking for. And I like the idea that Coach Day wants to call it tight. Make the corrections now, plant those seeds in the head of the members of this team, and get ready to show what you can do, young man. and be ready for Griffin football. And we thank everyone for tuning into tonight's game.
Yeah.
Seton Hill University spring game here live and direct on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
Yeah, I was going to say we are streaming to our website, westmorelandsports.com. Got on a couple of minutes late. We wanted to have the Coach Day interview for you. In case you're just tuning in, we had a little bit of a snafu with that, so we'll talk with Coach after the game. But we are also streaming to our Twitter account. We're streaming to YouTube as well and Facebook. So we are all over the place here, and we'd love to have you give us a follow. We know that there are a lot of new fans that are probably tuning in that are looking forward to this game. Perhaps you have a young man that will be playing here in the fall that isn't quite at Seton Hill yet. So we welcome all of you folks in here to the Westmoreland Sports Network. We are the broadcast home of Seton Hill football. We have the majority of the games on our network, and you can tune in an hour prior to kickoff before every single Seton Hill football broadcast. And we have the Coach Day Show. We typically interview a player as well. And again, that airs an hour prior to kickoff here on the Westmoreland Sports Network. Now, Coach Day is not, well, he's the head coach today, but he doesn't have a team. He's not coaching either side. Kevin May, who is the defensive coordinator at Seton Hill, he is the head coach of the Crimson staff. David Castillo, is the co-head coach of the Gold staff, along with Ross Fiechner. So there you go. We'll have some coaches that are assistants coaching either side. And again, if you're just tuning in, is this going to look exactly like a real game? No. So bear with Seton Hill. Obviously, anytime you have a spring game, whether it's Division I or Division II, Division III, you're going to see some different things, and it's going to look strange, but that's just the way it is. And as you mentioned, Roger, they want to get different looks.
Yeah, they do. And I want to take this opportunity, Dan, on behalf of Seton Hill University football and the Westmoreland Sports Network, to thank Athletic Director Kerry Hetrick here at Penn Trafford High School and his wonderful staff being able to put this together for Seton Hill and for you, our viewing audience, on a glimpse of Friday night football.
The opening kickoff, we are underway here for the spring game. No return. Again, it's advanced 20 yards. And the Gold team will have the ball first. That was Tyon Battle picking up the football, and we will see the Gold team first. And, yeah, I want to echo what you said there, Roger, because I know Kerry Hetrick and Chris Snyder, Seton Hill AD, they have a great relationship. As a matter of fact, Penn Trafford softball and baseball have used the Seton Hill facilities over the years.
Yes.
Softball just played there yesterday. There was a scheduling conflict at the Griffins' home Offutt Field, unfortunately, so that's why Seton Hill had to move their spring game to Penn Trafford, but it's a beautiful complex. They just turfed their field a couple of years ago, got new turf, I should say, with the gold numbers, and that certainly matches Seton Hill nicely with those gold numbers.
Yeah, it's certainly, Dan. We're here in Harrison City, Pennsylvania on a beautiful night for football, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, football.
So Jake McCormick will start out at quarterback for the Gold team. McCormick certainly in the mix in terms of being the starter this year for Seton Hill. Had a lot of playing time last year for the Griffins as Seton Hill went 5-7 on the season. Here is a toss to Jaquan McGriff, and not much running room to the left as he will get taken down at the 32-yard line. Again, 4 8-minute quarters. Roger, when you look at this Seton Hill team, obviously the strength is the defense. They were great on that side of the ball last year, and you look, they return 10 of 11, actually 9 of 11, depending on how you want to kind of look at a couple of their players.
Right.
9 or 10 of 11 of starters. So they should be very stout defensively again this upcoming year.
Yeah, they certainly should, Dan. And in a lot of these spring games at any level, the defense is generally ahead of the offense.
McCormick going from the shotgun, McGriff to his left. We'll be seeing a lot of Jai tonight and during the season. As McCormick gets off the pass, it's incomplete. Off the hands, it looked like, of Mark Bales, the junior out of Rahway, New Jersey. And that'll set up a 3rd down and 8 for the Gold team. Pretty low-scoring game last year with Luke Hogger, the Griffins kicker, being one of the key members of that game last year. On the coverage there was Zaire Reed, strong safety out of Lansdowne, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, McCormick very lucky. He threw into double coverage there, Dan, trying to get it to Mark Bells, the transfer from Maine. Very, very talented young man.
That'll set up a third down. Another looking for more from Bales this year, especially with graduating Taro Gaither and John Makel, the top two receivers for Seton Hill. So they need other guys to really step up into those positions, and Bales certainly one of those. That's one of the men that the Griffins are looking for to do that, as McCormick will let one fly to the far side. It's caught, but it's going to be shy of the lead stick. Good tackle by Cartier Gray, the redshirt sophomore out of Millville, New Jersey. Got some playing time as a Griffin last year.
Yes, indeed. Nice play. In fact, a little bit late on the delivery was McCormick. Very fortunate that Cartier Gray didn't get a step there a little bit sooner and maybe intercepted it for a pick six.
Bales caught it for a gain of 7, 4th down and 1, but the Griffins Crimson team will punt it.
Jack Wagner into punt.
I'm sure Jack Wagner is going to do a great job, Roger, but one of our favorites, Hunter the Punter Miller, will unfortunately not be on the field this year. He was a great punter, great kid, but I'm sure Jack Wagner will do the job.
He certainly will. Alton Jones receiving that one, ready to go. It'll be the Crimson ball.
6:24 remaining. This is the first drive for the Crimson team. The Griffins, I mentioned 5 and 7. I'm sorry, they were 5 and 6 last year, 2 and 5 in the PSAC West. Seton Hill won its first 2 games of the season over Wheeling, 16-14, and then Bloomsburg 13-7. They played Kutztown very tough. Now Kutztown ended up winning the PSAC championship. Griffins only lost to them on the road 14-3, a very close game there between Seton Hill and Kutztown last year. And obviously we have some issues up front there, and we have our first flag of the game. The Griffins last season also took down Mercyhurst 19-17, Clarion 49-0, and finished the season with a 59-7 drubbing of Lockhaven, the most lopsided win in program history. So a lot of good things last year. The defense is going to come back this year stronger than ever. The question mark is the offense for Seton Hill, and at the quarterback position for sure.
And right now, Eddie Scott is in quarterbacking the Crimson team.
And Scott's going to let it fly down the far side of the field. He has a first down as he hooks up with Ethan Fame. Fame makes the catch, junior out of Webster, New York. And Roger, Eddie Scott was expected to really get a lot of snaps last year, but he got injured early in the season. And I know the coaching staff's very excited about what he can do.
Yeah, nice timing on that play between Scott and Fame. Good for a first down.
So the first down of the game. Clock should be running. It is not, as Scott will fire and complete the pass to Hawkins. And Hawkins breaks free across midfield, and he gets close to the 45-yard line of Team Gold. Isaiah Hawkins, the junior out of Port Tobacco, Maryland.
Yeah, I kind of like the call there, Dan. Bit of a wide receiver screen, some over pursuit by the Gold team, and Hawkins cuts it back to his left. Another first down for Crimson.
So Eddie Scott, good start here. Hawkins with just one catch for 20 yards last year. But again, you had Gaither and Makel and also Kurt Atkins. Those three Those three receivers were among the top receivers on the Griffins. 3 of the top 4 is what I was trying to get out there, as we have our first handoff for the Crimson team. And a nice little push off the right side, getting to around the 43-yard line for 4. That'll set up a second down, and we have whistles. We have, he lost his head.
That was running back was Bryce Dare.
Yes.
Member of the black team.
Gain of 4.
Yeah, only 6 players on the black team. But again, the black jerseys, they'll go both ways today. And when you look at guys needing to step up offensively, we mentioned the receivers, but also at the running back position with Logan Weiland graduating. He was the PSAC rushing champion last year after just a tremendous year. First team all PSAC.
Yeah, certainly was, Dan. I'm interested to see not only tonight but throughout this season how the offensive line holds up.
Scott will call for the snap. He hands it off to the left. This is Nick McCarthy with the carry, and he's stuffed. McCarthy off the left side gets hit by Jaden Mack, the redshirt senior, flex linebacker, and doesn't get much, does McCarthy?
No, not at all. Bryce Dare back into the game. It'll be 3rd and 6 for the Crimson team.
Josh Durisme was back there causing havoc as well for the Gold
Making
team.
a big play for Griffin Gold is number 10, Musa Tama.
Musa Tama in there as well. 3rd down and 6. See if Scott goes to the air with 4 wide receivers, sidecar to his right. Eddie claps again, takes the snap, looks to his left, going to fire to his left. Perfect ball, and it is a touchdown for the Crimson team. Great throw by Scott and Ethan Fame on the other side of it.
Yeah, Scott and Fame hooking up yet again. What a nice throw. Catching Ethan Fame right in stride. Had the defender beat. Here's the replay of it.
Scott to Fame for 43.
Perfectly thrown.
Ethan Fame.
And Roger, that was DeMonte Pratt who led the conference last year in interceptions that was beaten on the play.
Yeah, he and Alex Wade definitely beaten on the play, but you know what? Sometimes no matter what the defense is like, if you have a well-thrown ball to a talented receiver, everything's good. Luke Hogger's kick is up and good.
Back to the Hog Pen we go. No touchdowns were scored last year. It was all field goals, if I recall correctly. I meant to go back and look at that, Roger, but I'm pretty sure that was the case. Either way.
In fact, I think the last field goal, the entire team was against the kicker in that situation.
I think it was Hogger that was kicking. I don't think it was Hunter Miller, but either way.
Hunter the punter, we wonder if he's tuning in tonight, and we thank him for all of his parting gifts from last year as well.
Yeah, we want to say hello to all of the alumni. I was joking around with Coach Day earlier, and I mentioned that maybe there would be some Crimson alumni or some Gold alumni watching this game and, having some trash talk there. So, as always, the email box is open to you guys. If you're out there watching, we'll read your email on the air.
Yeah, if you can't be with us here live at Penn Trafford Warrior Stadium, we thank you for tuning in tonight, getting a little taste of football during the midst of baseball, softball, lacrosse, and track season.
So this is the second possession for Team Gold. Mentioned Logan Weiland's name. 1,236 rushing yards last season, averaged 112.4 yards per game, and when the passing game just could not get going for Seton Hill last year, many games, it was all on Logan Weiland, and he was very good, Roger, but he's also very durable. But again, he has graduated. Kofi Kwa will enter the game now for Team Gold. Kwa, number 10, out of Baltimore, Maryland. He is a sophomore. He also in the mix at quarterback. Works from the pistol. Handoff goes to the right side. A huge defensive play by Eric Paulquin. Eric Poliquin, the sophomore out of Bethesda, Maryland, makes a big-time play in the backfield.
Indeed. What a nice job shooting the gap, actually beating the offensive lineman. He definitely got in front of 71, that being Torben Akins. In Torben's defense, he was a tight end last year. He's being switched over to an offensive lineman this year. But nonetheless, a great play by Poliquin.
That was McCarthy losing 3 yards, no fault of his own. 2nd down and 13 from the 27-yard line of Team Gold. Big blitz coming and trying to escape the pocket, and doing so is Kwa, and Kwa will get tripped down. Now again, as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, if you get to the quarterback in the pocket, you got to let him go. It's probably frustrating, though, for the defense because the quarterback can then run, but once he breaks the line of scrimmage, you're allowed to tackle him. So that's the rules here for the spring game this season.
Yeah, nice job there by Justin Selensky, just getting enough of Kwa to trip him up. Results in a 3rd and 12 for the Gold team.
Picked up by number 93, Justin Selensky. 3rd down and 12.
Mentioned the Griffins' great defense last year, allowed the third least amount of yards per game in the PSAC, just 272 yards per game against them. Led the PSAC in interceptions and was third in sacks. And again, most guys, except for really Jaden Emerson Gaines and Sayeko Noble, return on the defensive side as we have whistles and a delay of game.
Yes. That's something that the quarterbacks must be conscious of. Now, in their defense, the play clocks are not operational this evening at Penn Trafford. But right now, you as a quarterback, you have that timing mechanism in your head. Much like when you are in the pocket, you have X number of seconds to get rid of the ball. Also, you should know you have X number of seconds to get up to the line of scrimmage.
Claw with a play fake, steps up, going to unload, he underthrows the receiver. It's a jump ball, but he catches it anyway, I think. Yes, indeed. Way to go, Tyon Battle, as he wins the battle and gets a first down. Just a horribly underthrown ball there by Qua. Not the best that he's ever unloaded, I'm sure, but Battle helps him out.
In Qua's defense, Dan, we saw in the replay, he really was under some intense pressure.
Knocked down at the Crimson 42-yard line. First down and 10.
Well, he was able to get it close enough for Battle to go up and make a really nice catch.
In the midst of Crimson defenders.
Battle last year, 16 catches, 199 yards. That, of course, last fall. Here's a running play and a hard hit on the defensive line by Dio Disua.
Yeah, we watched Dio play last year. Very large human being in the middle. And right now on the running plays, the red or crimson defensive line dominating the gold team in the white jerseys.
Richard Johnson also in there on the tackle for the Crimson team. Second down and 11. We're under a minute to play here in quarter number 1. Great play by Desua, a part of that strong Griffins defense. Kofi Qua, his first drive of the game, takes the snap, looks to his right. Good ball there as he's able to complete the pass to Todd Phillips, the junior out of Dallas, Pennsylvania. Now, you're going to hear me say junior, senior. That's what they're going to be in the fall. So that's not what they are right now. That's what they're going to be in the fall. So when you hear me say junior, redshirt, senior, sophomore, again, that's what they're going to be coming up in, what did I mention, 132 days, Roger, until the first game.
It's going to be 3rd and 5. Clock is winding down. There you see 10 seconds on the screen.
So last play, barring a penalty of this quarter on 3rd down and 5 from the pistol.
If they even get it off.
Let them get it off. Well, they're not going to. First quarter ends. The Crimson team leads the Gold team 7-0 thanks to a touchdown pass from Eddie Scott to Ethan Fame. And we will step away for a moment and have the second quarter for you right after this message.
When I first came back, one of the first things that blew me away was our facilities. How the fields have grown up in that whole complex down the hill. Our weight room now, I mean, how that has been, remodeled and changed and overhauled.
Our baseball field is, in my opinion, one of the best in the nation, Division II wise. And just having Sullivan Gym open for us all the time with the nets in there whenever we wanted to get work in, which is possibly why I got to where I am, because all the extra work that I did put in.
I think our facilities are one of the best across the PSACs, and that's definitely a huge recruiting tool as we are able to draw the athletes for the academics in addition to the great things they can get on the athletic side of it.
I don't think I would be able to thrive in a big school. I think I like that the professors know my name. I like that when I'm walking down the hall, I can say hi to someone and I actually know them.
As we start the second quarter, Qua is intercepted. And on the pick is Zaire Reed, the future senior out of Lansdowne, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, nice job by Reed there. We'll see it on the replay. Here's the full replay, ladies and gentlemen. Coffee Qua lets it go. Bit of off his back foot. Bit of a battle for the ball. Reed coming down with it.
So Reed with the interception. Crimson have the ball back, leading 7-0.
Tyler Bradley is now the quarterback for the Crimson team. Tyler, WPIL product.
Yeah, his dad just resigned as the head coach at Olsh.
Yeah, he got another job, though.
Heart, and that's a big blitz, not picked up well by the Crimson team, and they're going to get to him, and they blow the whistle immediately for a sack.
Yeah, they it almost looked like they forgot the block. 7 coming untouched off the corner.
That was Jaden Mack. He's done that a few times in his Seton Hill career. Jaden has.
Nelson Gideon as well. Everybody's got to get on the same page, but that's why you play this game. Things to work on, things to get better.
Jaden Mack was 4th on the team in tackles, and here's a run by McGriff. McGriff was plagued with some injuries last year, but when he is healthy, Dan Day is very excited about what he can provide. A little bit of a different look than what Logan Weiland could, but right here, Roger makes a nice move in between the tackles.
Yeah, he does, and he's tackled by another local product, number 31, Tanner Queen, out of Norwin High School.
Yeah, and for those that don't know or are from out of the area, Penn Trafford, where we are right here, and Norwin are rivals. 3rd down and 9 from the 37. Bradley's going to throw it for the first time. He zings one, and it's dropped. Oh, he had Ethan Fame, who caught the touchdown for the Crimson team. He had him, but Fame just dropped it. Good throw by Bradley.
You know what, Dan? It was a good throw. It was a good route. But as a receiver, you might as well get used to it. Anytime you're going to the center of the field, the middle of the field, there's going to be an opposite color jersey there. You might as well secure the ball because you're going to get smacked no matter what happens.
Roger, we can't escape from it. It is raining here at Penn Trafford. What's going on? I didn't even know it was supposed to rain today.
I did not know that either.
Let's go. The punt will bounce at the 24, and again, it'll be dead right there as Tyon Battle does what he needs to do, grabs it off the turf, a couple of hard steps forward, and off the field he goes.
Well, Dan, you mentioned the rain. That has been an issue with all of the spring teams at all the various levels, Little League, Teener League, high school, college, and beyond. You never know what you're going to get in Western Pennsylvania, and we've had several days this spring where we've had all 4 seasons in one day.
Just unbelievable spring with baseball, softball trying to get in, and now it affects football. As winding up and firing one is McCormick, and that pass is incomplete. He was looking for Mark Bales.
Mark Bales had his man beat. We'll watch the replay here. Bales almost with the nice catch. Zaire Reed, a little bit of trash talk taking place there, but you know what, young man, get back in the huddle. He had you beat.
2nd down and 10.
McCormick in at quarterback now.
And you wonder, too, if the trash talking is just because all the guys know one another. It was funny. Both teams lined up in the pregame, and they were messing around, kind of pushing and shoving each other, and then there was head taps. And
oh, yeah.
Todd Phillips will motion across the formation as McCormick will take the snap, and he's going to be dancing out of pressure, throws and completes the pass for minimal gain. That was completed to Mark Bales.
Yeah, nice stepping up in the pocket, moving over to his left. Dan, you mentioned, you know what, these young men are all competitors, and they want to impress, they want to play well. They're out looking for jobs in the fall. And no better place to do it and start it is right here this evening at Penn Trafford High School.
3rd down and 4 after the pickup of 6. And we have motion up front. It looked like it was on Team Gold.
If it is, it's the second time the snap did not get off on time for the gold team. And it is indeed. Dan, we are joined in the broadcast location by His Eminence, the High Poobah.
I thought his name was
basketball.
Mark.
No.
Oh, Eminence, okay.
Eminence, yes. Mr. Mark Kotarski, the head women's basketball coach, is here. Mark helps us out on various broadcasts throughout the various seasons as well, and we welcome him here to Penn Trafford.
3rd down and 9 after the 5-yard false start penalty as McCormick will go from the gun.
Blitz.
McCormick gets rid of the pass quickly, and he zings it in there to Phillips. Tries to make some men miss, but not going to be enough for the first down as he will get tackled at the 25-yard line for pickup of only 4. And it'll be punt time for the gold team.
Yeah, nice job by Phillips. He cut his route just a little bit short, pulled up, showed his numeral 6 to the quarterback right in the open spot. Nice job, nice route.
Also a pretty darn good tackle by Quentin Posey, number 15 for the red team, the redshirt junior out of Mount Union, Pennsylvania. And something that Coach Day has done a really nice job of, Roger, since becoming head coach, and he told me he was going to do this, in terms of his recruiting, the majority of the recruits have come from a specific radius around Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania, Ohio, Maryland, Virginia. Yeah, you'll have some players from Florida and Georgia and elsewhere around the country, but he really wanted to focus on this radius around Pennsylvania to bring guys in, and he has done that.
He certainly has, Dan. You know, you talked about it. Pennsylvania, Ohio, Virginia, Maryland, the D.C. area, just a hotbed of football athletes at the high school level.
Roger, you mentioned Mark Kotarski. We're blessed by another Mark as well. Mark Kosanowitz has joined us in the press box.
I'll tell you what, we have basketball on one side, wrestling on the other, and Marcus Weekland stuck right in between.
We have 3 Marks. Oh, my gosh. 2 Marks and a Marcus, I guess. That's like a half mark. Getting hit hard is Nick McCarthy. Not much running room off the left side as, again, Crimson leads this game 7-0. Mark Kosanowitz also an assistant coach at Burrell for football, so he has a little bit of both. And I guess all of us are well-rounded up here, right? When you love sports, you got to be fully invested, and you love multiple sports. Yeah, this rain continues here.
I'm just shocked that it is raining. Maybe we'll get a weather update here shortly to see what's going on, but I thought it was supposed to be clear sailing all evening.
So did I. Shame on us, I guess. 2nd down and 10, letting one fly, and the pass is broken up. Nicely done for Team Gold by Alex Wade, who has played a lot of snaps at Seton Hill.
Yeah, ball delivered just a little bit late.
He got just enough of it to not allow Ethan Fame to make another grab.
Well, right now the Crimson team is zeroing in on Ethan Fame as their favorite receiver. They're going to need to change that up. Why not hit her back out of the backfield or come back with that wide receiver screen that they went with in quarter 1?
Yeah, Eddie Scott, who's in the game right now, a quarterback, hooked up with Fame for the only score of the game so far. And Scott's going to take it himself, and he'll pick up good yardage, but will he get enough for the first down?
It's going to be about a yard or 2 short.
I think that's a part of the field, Roger, where you can do something like that, try to catch the defense sleeping, and then go for it on the next down as long as you get the necessary yardage to make that decision. As Scott will clap.
They may call a timeout. We're just trying to get the Gold team to jump off sides.
You're at a spot in the field. This is really a place where you can't really punt and you can't really kick a field. I mean, this would be a long field goal attempt. And Luke Hogger had a really good season last year, don't get me wrong, but so a 4th down and 2 as you continue to see the rain falling here at Penn Trafford.
I think this is a great opportunity. 4th and 2. There are going to be situations and times in the regular season when you're going to have to make these decisions. 4th and 2, 4th and 1, down distance, field position. What are we going to do? Let's get our young men mentally prepared that, yes, we're going to do this. We're not automatically going to punt or kick a field goal. We want to dominate the line of scrimmage, get that first down, and keep the drive moving.
According to my radar, it's just one little cell, but we might have it until 8 o'clock. So
wow.
That's not
and
good.
It's slow moving.
Yeah. But we'll see. I might be wrong. So the red team will go for it. Their, again, head coach is defensive coordinator Kevin May. So he's rolling the dice here on 4th down and 2. 5 wide receivers for Scott. Will he run it again? Nope. Looks like he's going to deliver a quick pass. He does so to Fame one more time. He hooks up with him for the first down. So we've already seen that relationship develop, Roger, and that's one we'll be looking for in the fall.
Indeed we will. Nice little hook route by Fame. They're going to cross right there. Going to sit down, settle, knows where the sticks are. First down, Crimson.
The running back is Nick McCarthy here on this first down play. Well, you're going to see rain in the fall, I'll tell you that, at least in a couple of weeks, I'm sure, of the season. So you got to fight through it right now, as McCarthy will get the carry. Has a hole off the right side. McCarthy turns upfield at the 20, and he gets taken down after a first down run at around the 15-yard line.
Yeah, nice job getting it to the outside. Hayden Gears with the stop.
First down and 10.
Willard Adja Provincial out there, number 59, throwing a nice block for Seton Hill. Can't forget about those guys up front. Something, a position that really has Dan Day excited. Still some young players that are more mature now at that spot. Of course, Coach Day was an offensive lineman himself, and going to some practices, no one's going to match Coach Day's energy. The guy's a nut, which I would love to play for, and I'm sure his offensive linemen respond when he's coaching that side of the ball, as that pass is nearly brought in. Double coverage there as he looked to go to Fame one more time. Looked like it was Alex Wade and Isaiah Powell Major in on the coverage.
Indeed it was. Just a little bit off on the timing right here between Scott and Fame.
Good coverage, too. I don't know that he could have put it anywhere else. Second down and 10 with 2:30 remaining on the clock here in the second quarter.
And again, we thank everyone for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. If you're watching us, you are indeed warm and dry wherever you are.
Thankfully, we are too. The rain's not coming in, at least not yet. Just kind of going straight down. As Scott in the pocket now takes off, and Scott will be hit, and they'll blow the whistle immediately, and now he kind of gets dropped by Jaden Mack.
Flag.
And some of the Crimson players aren't happy about that. I don't know. In a spring game, you don't probably like to see Jaden have that little extra hit there. They blew the whistle as soon as he was in the grasp, and Jaden kind of took him to the ground.
No.
Now we kind of missed the end of it there.
Mack and Dyers combined on the slot for goal.
Lineman Barry getting into the mix as well.
An unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Team Gold. And it will be a first down for the Crimson with 2:18 on the clock.
Ball should be around the 5-6 yard line, I believe.
Looks like Gold was caught with their hands in the
And Jaden Mack was fourth in tackles last year, 6.5 for a loss. He had 2.5 sacks, totaling 39 overall tackles.
No running back. 5 wideouts in on this snap.
It's a first down and goal situation here for the Crimson. And Scott is going to take it himself off the right side. Scott gets down to the goal line. Touchdown! Team Crimson takes advantage of the penalty, and he runs it in from 6 yards out. That's a 13-0 lead.
Yeah, that's a nice call, Dan, by the offense of the Crimson team. Spread out the defense. Try to get him locked up man-to-man with the 5 wideouts on the field. Quarterback virtually unaccounted for. Hogger in to attempt the extra point. And it's good.
Hogger able to boot it through. 2:01 remaining here in the second quarter.
Hogger, former Viking out of Mount Pleasant.
Here's some of the talking down there for the Crimson players as Eddie Scott is able to take it into the end zone. And Roger, you don't want to get your quarterback injured in a game like this, but you also need to work on some things in as live of a game situation as possible. So
right.
Even though Eddie got injured last year, one of the big things that he can do is do things with his legs. So you need to be able to do that from time to time in real-life situations before you get to the fall.
Yeah, you know what? And I think that, as crazy as this sounds, I think Eddie Scott needs to feel a little bit of contact as well since he missed the year last year.
Yeah.
You need to take that initial hit. Hey, I'm okay. I can survive. We'll get out and do it again. Tell you what, the offensive line of the Crimson team is just so excited right now. Our crowd mic, and there's Mark Katarski.
There's our crowd mic. He's like Batman. He was literally just up here. I don't know how he got down to the track so quickly.
I don't know either.
He is down there already. When I saw Eddie Scott run it into the end zone like that, it reminded me of Carter Green doing so for Penn Trafford.
Yes.
Penn Trafford won the WPIAL and state championship this year in Class 5A. Another congratulations to PT, and Penn Trafford head coach John Ruane is actually up here in the booth with us watching some of this spring game. So what a tremendous year for the Warriors.
Yeah, speaking of Carter Green,
program.
He's coming to Seton
that's
Hill
right. That's a good
in the
fit.
fall. However, he will not be playing football.
No.
Also a very, very talented lacrosse player.
Yeah.
So he will be doing that, but he will be on the hill doing what he needs to do.
14-0 Crimson, thanks to the touchdown run by Eddie Scott and also his pass to Ethan Fame.
White team ball.
Or gold team. But
gold team.
I know, it's confusing, right?
Kofi Kwa in at quarterback, number 10.
Kwa will have McGriff behind him. 3 wide receivers plus a tight end. Kind of a low snap. Kwa fakes the handoff, and he's going to get taken down from behind. So the gold team not able to manage a whole lot on offense, and I believe, again, it was Eric Poliquin who made a play earlier in the game for Crimson.
Yeah, if Marcus can get a shot at head coach Dan Day behind the gold offense at some point, he has a headset on. He's listening to both teams. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Marcus.
Yeah, he actually asked if we wanted a headset just in case there were number changes, and I said, Coach, don't worry. We'll try to figure that out the best that we can. He's always trying to help us out. Second down and a long 11 as Kwa will boot out to his right, throw the pass out in the flat. It's caught for a minimal gain. Todd Phillips, the junior wide receiver, hauls it in. And we have a hobbled Griffin as Jordan Dorman, the sophomore corner out of Teaneck, Virginia, comes up hobbling. We mentioned Todd Phillips, another guy, Roger, that got playing time last year. He will be expected to have an increased role, I think, this year. 12 catches, 148 yards, and a touchdown a season ago. But again, with the graduation of Gaither, Makel, and Atkins, you need
Michael
Phillips.
Alardo as well.
That's true. I didn't even mention Alardo because he only played in 2 games last year, but he was one of the top receivers and probably was their best receiver, but he just didn't get on the field because of injuries. But, yeah, losing all of those guys.
And Rashkumar as well, who played a couple different positions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we saw him at running back a little bit. But the bottom line is you need some of these other guys to step in there, and Todd Phillips is one that I'm sure will have an expanded role this year.
Yeah, it's your time, young man. Show the coaching staff what you can do.
3rd down and 8 for Kofi Kwa and the offense. Sidecar to his left, 3 wide receivers to the far side of the field. Qua will take the snap. McGriff out in the flat here. He's going to throw it to him, and McGriff catches it. He's wide open, spins at the 35 yard line, and has a first down. McGriff just leaked out of the backfield, and nobody picked him up.
It's going to be a timeout. Gold team, I believe. Yes. Nice job finding the running back. Uncovered. Scoots to his left just a bit. Nice ball. A little bit of a stiff arm there.
Those are the things that Jaquan McGriff can certainly provide you with catching the ball out of the backfield.
And a lot of times that's going to be a mismatch in any level of football, Dan. That running back usually out with a linebacker, and it's going to be tough sometimes to stay with them. Right now it's a timeout.
Yeah, so we have 1 remaining for Gold and 2 remaining for Crimson here as we hope you're enjoying our live coverage of the Seton Hill spring game at Penn Trafford High School. Again, off the field was not available, so PT was nice enough to allow the Griffins to use their field here.
You know what, Dan? I kind of like it. Maybe get the Westmoreland County football fans a little excited in the spring. Why not have it go to Norwin, go to Hempfield, go to Burrell, go to wherever?
I think that's kind of a cool idea. First down for the Gold team. Qua will send McGriff in motion. They're going to hand it off to him in a little bit of a jet sweep, but he has nowhere to run. Great job by Crimson. Jaheim Thomas was one of the first ones to hit him.
Yes, indeed. Number 19. Jaheim Thomas, defensive end, right with him. Good position. Forced him back in. If we seem a bit tardy on making the call a little bit, I don't believe anyone's wearing their regular jersey number tonight, Dan.
No, we really had to work with Coach Day, but he gave us all of the jersey numbers, the new numbers, as Qua will get hit from behind and taken down by Thomas again, number 19 for Seton Hill. I should say for Team Crimson.
What I'd like to see on that play, nice defensive play again. Kofi Qua did not lose possession of the ball as he was kind of stopped from behind. That'll end the first half of play.
So 1 half in the books here this spring game for Seton Hill University football. And we will take a timeout and we will rejoin you from Harrison City, Pennsylvania. Seton Hill spring game, and we'll have 10 minutes of halftime. We'll take a break and come back after this on the Westmoreland Sports Network, your home for Seton Hill University football.
Choosing an early childhood development program is a big decision, and Seton Hill University is here to help. At Seton Hill's Child Development Center, your 3, 4, or 5-year-old will have fun while developing social skills, self-confidence, and creating a foundation for learning. Here, we foster a mastery of life skills that will prepare your child for success in any endeavor. Learn more about the Seton Hill University Child Development Center by visiting setonhill.edu/childdevelopment.
It's time to make the PSAC yours. More than 7,500 student athletes working to become champions in 23 championship sports at 18 universities, educating more than 118,000 students, and supported by an alumni base of over 900,000. All in and all ready to make the PSAC yours. It's the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference.
It's not just a home or a car. It's the 6 months you save for your Ultra HD flat screen, just in time for football season, and the overtime you worked for that third car. so your teen can drive himself to practice. While other insurance companies just see them as a bundle or combo, State Farm agent Alex Hetrick sees your home and car as things you work really hard for. Alex understands what your things really mean to you. Talk to State Farm agent Alex Hetrick in Murraysville for your home and auto insurance today.
You're always on the winning team with Bowser Chevrolet of Monroeville and Bowser Chevrolet Chippewa. Visit BowserChevrolet.com 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and get the power of Bowser in your hands. With the new Chevy vehicles arriving weekly, reserve yours now at Bowser Chevrolet. See the full lineup of Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs at BowserChevrolet.com. Bowser Chevrolet, where the power of Bowser is yours.
D'Annunzio's Italian Restaurants is open 7 days a week at all 3 of our locations, Jeanette, Monroeville, and Latrobe. We invite you to join us for our specials. Monday, the special is spaghetti. Tuesday, it's raviolis. Wednesday, it's lasagna. And Thursday, it's chicken parmesan or chicken romano. Be sure to try our drink specials and our fabulous desserts. And remember, we also have takeout available at all 3 locations.
Your next golf adventure awaits at Manor Valley Golf Course in Export. Manor Valley offers 18 scenic holes over gentle sloping fairways and the purest putting surfaces around. Manor Valley Golf Course in Export is the perfect place to host your next golf outing, banquet party, or shower. Manor Valley also offers league play and great membership rates. Tee times available. Call 724-744-4242. Visit ManorValleyGC.com.
At Sundown Mitsubishi, buying your new vehicle is as easy as stop, shop, and roll. Stop wasting time in the dealership. Shop online in just a few easy steps. Roll on home in your new Mitsubishi or have it delivered to your door. SundownMitsubishi.com. At Sundown Volkswagen, buying your new vehicle is as easy as stop, shop, and roll. Stop wasting time in the dealership. Shop online in just a few easy steps. Roll on home in your new Volkswagen or have it delivered to your door. SundownVolkswagen.com.
Right now at Smale Kia, get low 1.9% APR on a 2022 Kia Forte, complete with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Join us in saluting Smale Kia's shining stars, supporting student athletes in our area.
The Collision Shop by Jason Mignone is your one-stop shop for all things auto body repair. Our experienced technicians and state-of-the-art facilities have you covered on both passenger and heavy-duty vehicle repairs, including scratches, scrapes, and dents, free estimates, body repairs, welding, refinishing, glass replacement, and more. Our all-new alignment and calibration shop has the tooling, equipment, and staffing to ensure top-quality alignment and calibration adjustments for your vehicle. Our friendly office staff is more than happy to assist you through every step of your vehicle's repair process. Visit the Collision Shop by Jason.com for our complete list of services.
Hey, make sure you communicate loud. Ready. Eddie. Get in the line. Come on. Can't be an average operation. Get stretching. Red sideline! Hey, we need on returners, Hey, Hey, bring those footballs, QBs, bring those footballs. Here you go, coach. No, we're ready to cook now.
All right, coach, I get one do-over in the spring game. We have one more announcement that will take place by the second half of today's spring game. All members look forward to the 2022 campaign kicking off this fall. We get it started on September 1st. Like boiling on the 7 p.m. kickoff. Player led by team and venues are home. That in mind, Coach Day says we're doing an old tradition of shooting football. Tonight, we're going to announce 14 captains of the 2016 being a captain involves honor results in incredible in the upcoming season, we just let the team captains announce tonight. Hold the standard high, provide positivity and faith through the tough times. The first captain to be named. The first captain to be named received the highest number of total votes by his peers. He received 130 total voting points, the most out of all the nominees. Your teammates have spoken. They look to your passion, your energy, and enthusiasm to lead our team next season. The first captain announced is senior Jalen McDuffie.
We are on the halftime show. It's presented by Excella Health. They are announcing the captains right now for this upcoming fall, and Jalen McDuffie is the first announced here. And obviously McDuffie has had a tremendous Seton Hill career, and good to see him back for one more year. He led the Griffins with 105 tackles last fall, 12.5 for a loss, 3.5 sacks, a bunch of quarterback hurries, also recovered a fumble. He blocked a couple of kicks. He is just an absolute beast out of that linebacker spot. That 103 tackles ranked third in the PSAC, and he was also a PSAC West first-team selection. Let's see who the next captain will be here for the Griffins. You see Dan Day out at midfield on the PT logo.
Another one of our leaders by both action and words as he continues to be a positive attitude. Well, we need that attitude in both good and bad.
We're trying to pick up the PA. Our crowd mic for the game is great because it's actually down on the field. We don't normally do that, but I think it sounds a lot better. It's tougher to pick up PJ, however. So.
Football team, senior defensive end Nelson Gideon.
There you go. Nelson Gideon will also be a captain for the Griffins this year.
Congratulations, gentlemen.
Gideon also a veteran player. Gideon had 20 tackles last year along that defensive line, 4.5 for a loss, and he actually was tied for the team lead with 3.5 sacks last year. When you look at the sack totals for the Griffins last year, it wasn't just one or two guys. It was a team effort, and again, they were among the best. They were third in sacks overall as a team last year, as you'll see the players along with Dan Day getting a shot there. Brian Rose, Seton Hill assistant in the sports information and everywhere else, I guess. He helps a lot of different ways. There's Brian.
There's a good shot of Brian.
Taking a shot there.
I'll tell you what,
Marcus
Weekland is on his A game tonight, Dan. Our videographer for this evening. Marcus doing a fine job, and we thank him for everything he does for the Westmoreland Sports Network.
I'm going to thank him for everything. You don't want to have him get a big head, Roger, so we'll say A-. A-. We don't want him to get a big head, you know. We don't want Kevin to be a little too cocky over here.
Yeah,
so.
That's his alter ego. He's Marcus in Greensburg, but he's Kevin in Shanksville, Stony Creek.
Everyone's like, what are you guys talking about?
I'm not getting no smoke.
We'll keep it between. Not that it's a big deal or anything.
No, it's not. It's funny.
He's wearing a jacket that says Kevin on it. That's all. All right, so the third quarter is about to get underway here as we have the kickoff.
It'll be Crimson ball to start quarter number 3.
Let's take a look at the 2 touchdowns from the first half. Actually, let's take a look at the first one here, as it was Scott completing the 47-yard touchdown pass to Ethan Fame. Perfectly thrown ball, despite a couple of defenders there on Ethan. Makes the catch, runs into the end zone for the touchdown, and then it was Eddie Scott as we call that one up as well. Scott calls his own number off the right side. Great job by the guys up front for Team Crimson, and he runs it into the end zone for a touchdown, and that's how we have this 14-0 lead. And, of course, the extra points from the Hogman. And, again, it is a 14-0 lead as the first play of the second half is a run play out to the 30-yard line for a pickup of 3 or 4. That was McGriff taking the football.
Tyler Bradley is in at quarterback now. 11 offensive linemen available for tonight's game. So these young men for either the gold or the crimson team are doing everything.
Hey, Roger, our man Ryan Barabee checks in with us as Bradley releases the pass to Hawkins. And Hawkins, who made a nice catch and run earlier, will run it to the 41-yard line there, right in front of our crowd mic, and picks up the first down. Give him about 12.
2 catches for Hezekiah Hawkins, both on the same play. One in half number 1, and right now on that wide receiver screen.
Hey, let's talk about the block. Now, it was Foxworth locked up on Isaiah Powell Major. Powell Major made the tackle, but it was a really good battle. I thought Foxworth got a good piece of him early, and then Powell Major was able to fight him off and make the tackle. And speaking of making a tackle, great job by Jaden Mack knifing through and dropping the running back for a loss. McGriff will lose a couple on the play.
Okay, you said Ryan Barabee was checking in, Dan?
Yes, that's what I wanted to get
Former
back to.
Griff quarterback
and he also coach. Helped coach last year. He said, "What's up, fellas? Tuning in from Serbia, checking out the boys, wishing everyone the best." Thank you so much, Ryan, for that email. And we appreciate him checking in with us. 2nd down and 13 as that pass is underthrown by Bradley on the far side of the field, nearly intercepted by DeMonte Pratt.
Again, intended for Ethan Fame.
Nearly intercepted by Pratt. 3rd down.
It was a shorter throw to the left boundary there from the left hash. Interesting to see as the back McGriff leaked out into the route to the right.
Bradley will call for it. Steps back, rushing 3, team gold. Steps up in the pocket. Bradley fires, and the pass is almost intercepted. A lot of traffic there, and it was nearly picked off by Tanner Queen, the former Norwin Knight. And it's 4th down.
That was the best defensive series for the gold team tonight, Dan. Both the line, the linebackers, and the defensive backs.
Again, Tyler Bradley, one of the other Seton Hill players in the mix, a very smart quarterback, but Dan Day says obviously he needs to continue to improve if he wants to get starting reps. Last year he completed 4 of 4 passes for 56 yards and a touchdown, did Tyler Bradley, as the punt is away and not fielded, or not caught anyway, by Tyon Battle, as it will be downed at around the 24-yard line. If you'd like to check in with us, like Ryan or Coach Barabee did, you can do so by clicking on the email image, top right-hand corner of your screen, the little envelope. Now, if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, you can send us an email by typing in info@westmorelandsports.com, or send us a tweet at WestmorelandSN, and we will read your tweet on the air.
That last punt, Dan, Tyon Battle needs to field the ball. He's lucky it hit the turf and kind of died. We have seen in the past balls hit the turf and skip another 10, 12 yards. You got to field that one.
So that will push the gold team back to its own 23-yard line. Again, the crimson, obviously in red, the white jerseys are considered the gold team, as that running play will go to Bryce Dare off the right side, and Dare will carry it over the 25 to the 27-yard line for a pickup of about 4, setting up a 2nd down and 6. Dare did not get any playing time a season ago out of the backfield for the Griffins. 2nd down and 6. Coach Day very excited about the amount of players that he has here in the spring with 73 on the roster. The spring season is a little bit interesting, and I say season, it's not necessarily a season, but that's what they call it. It's interesting for football teams as that snap is low, and they're going to blow the whistle immediately as McCormick couldn't field it off the turf. It is not raining anymore, but it's interesting, Roger, because you lose players that have graduated, but you don't have the new crop of freshmen in yet.
Right.
So you're actually playing with a reduced roster in the spring, if you will.
Yeah, and a lot of times, Dan, young men coming in to all levels need to be aware they very well could be redshirted as well as they come in. I just want to send out to the offensive line of the Gold team, Daniel Morales, Torben Akins, Christian Robinson, Nevin Summerfield, Kai Marshall, and Josh Harrison Williams.
Yeah, thank you for doing that for sure. That's the heartbeat of any team, as that pass is a little bit too far in front of Todd Phillips. He couldn't haul it in, and it's a 4th down for the Gold team.
And Daniel Casimir as well from the tight end position. And when the red team gets possession of the ball, we will give a nod to the red team linemen as well. They're the young men up front that make everything happen. You can't have a good team without a good offensive line.
Like the timing there was a little bit off as Phillips came out of his break and maybe didn't recognize where the ball was, wasn't ready for it to be on him that quickly. Either way, it was thrown a little bit in front of him as the punt will be taken by Elton Jones, and they'll advance it 7 yards forward. There's number 26 for the Crimson team. He will be a junior this fall out of Rochester, New York, Elton Jones.
And for the red team, the offensive linemen, Willard Adjay Provenchal, Ashawn Berry, Trevor Mitchell, Paul Newell, local out of Hempfield area, Mason Hoyt, tight end Ryan Thomas out of Greensburg, Salem, and Pete Billy, the tight end out of Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, another Viking, him and Hogger hailing from Mount Pleasant. So a 1st down with 4:45 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Crimson with a 14-0 lead, scoring once on a touchdown pass from Scott DeFame, and then a 6-yard Eddie Scott touchdown run. Scott has it right now as he will dump it off, and a quick tackle made on Nick McCarthy as taking him out of bounds for the Gold team. Was that 33? Don't have a 33 on our roster, and Dan Day said that could happen from time to time. We may have a number that we see out there that we don't have on our roster.
We'll tell you what, it was good coverage by 33, whoever that young man is.
Yep, certainly was. Here's 2nd down and short. Big hole off the right side. Busting through for Team Crimson is Nick McCarthy, and he's going to go all the way for a touchdown. 49 yards. No, make it 51 yards. They were on the other side of the 50.
Yeah, what a nice run. Nice blocking by the Crimson team. Nice blocking as well by the wide receivers to the right side.
So Nick McCarthy, a new face, done a great job of hitting that hole hard, but as you mentioned, Roger, the blocking was spectacular.
Long snapper is Mason Hoyt. We'll see the replay
We'll take a look
shortly.
at it after Luke Hogger boots through an extra point. He has been perfect so far. Wagner with the hold, and, well, I jinxed him. Sorry, Luke. I think there may have been an issue with the snap. May have been an issue with the snap there. Well, I don't know. It came back wobbly. I don't know if the hold was not good or not, but let's take a look back at the touchdown here.
Off the right side, Paul Newell, and great block there. Just trying to see who the other line was. Might have been Barry.
How about that block downfield, Roger, thrown by Hawkins?
You know what? Hawkins not only catching the ball tonight, 2 catches, but blocking downfield. Nice team effort by the Crimson offense. Jack Wagner to kick off once again.
So
there,
go ahead, Rod.
You see 4:06 remaining in quarter number 3, and we thank you for tuning in to Seton Hill Football Spring Game live right here on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
Will actually go down as a 50-yard touchdown run. I guess the stick was at the 50. Either way, it doesn't matter.
It was a darn nice run, no matter how you look at it.
Yeah, great blocking up front again by the Crimson offensive line. The Griffins ranked 7th in rushing offense a season ago, and I think that goes to show how much Logan Weiland meant to the offense and how he was kind of the lone dog there in the backfield with McGriff's injury and also Valentino. Mike Valentino was injured last year too. They had a kind of a 3-prong attack in the backfield that was really
reduced to one
pretty quick. Valentino got injured early, and of course McGriff was injured too. So you have the leading rusher in the conference, but you rank 7th, which is still good. 7th as a team, but you know you have the lead rusher in the entire conference. You think you'd be at least in the top 5, but again, they're hoping to stay healthy this year and have some other guys contribute out of the backfield, as Qua will misfire as he was looking for Bales down the field.
Nice play call there from the Gold team. Not executed very well. Logan Weiland, Dan, multi-sport athlete at Seton Hill as well. Terrific lacrosse player as well.
4:01 on the clock. 2nd down and 10 as the Gold team will break the huddle. McGriff in the backfield with Kofi Qua. Again, Qua, a sophomore out of Baltimore, Maryland. Of course, one of the men that graduated as well offensively, Chris Jones, who started a number of games at quarterback for the Griffins over the years, as Qua will be able to fit that one in there as he hooks up with Todd Phillips.
Zaire Reed, but yet another tackle. He's been very active this evening, not only on the field, but chatting up the opposition as well.
Wow, that was nice closing speed by Reed. Nearly was able to break that one up. 3rd down and 6 after the 4-yard pickup. Qua will zing one in there as that will thud into the hands of Bales. And that's going to be short of a 1st down as the pass completion went out to the 35. So just a pickup of, well, they'll give them 4 on the play up to the 36.
4th and 2. What will the Gold team do?
We shall see. I couldn't think of any rhyme for we shall see. I tried.
We shall see. Tonight we've had touchdowns 3.
Want to say hello to Eric Poliquin's dad. He's tuning in from Arab Golf, from the Arab Golf. How about that?
Wow.
We have viewers from all over the world here. Thank you, Eric, for tuning in. Great game and love the broadcast. Keep up the great work. Go Griffins. That is from Boots Poliquin. Thank you so much. There you go. Greetings from the Arab Gulf.
Rain has subsided. Still a little slick out on the turf. Could be some moisture on the ball as well. But you know what? It's football in Westmoreland County on a Friday night. Great, great night, and we thank you for all being with us.
Crimson with a 20-0 lead. Again, last year's spring game, no touchdowns were scored. It was all Luke Hogger as we have whistles and some movement. Haven't had many penalties in this game, Roger.
No, we have not. It's going to be encroachment, offsides.
Yep, there you go. The official making the call right in front of Dan Day. Chris Snyder, Seton Hill AD in the background there as well.
You know what? That's a nice job by the Crimson team, changing up the snap count. A lot of times a defensive lineman will either guess or, okay, they've gone on one, they've gone on one, they've gone on one. He hears that hard count, crashes across the line, and no ball snap, 5 yards plus for the offense.
More movement up front and more whistles as Bradley will unload one, but that's not going to count. There's a phone ringing down there somewhere.
If it was a baseball game, I would say there's a phone in the bullpen.
Call to the bullpen.
Yeah, but no, it is not. Somebody within range of our crowd mic has a telephone, which doesn't everyone know there's a game taking place right now?
It might actually be on the bottom of the press box, actually.
Oh, it could be.
Took my headset off there for a moment. Either way. So it will result in a first down after 2 straight penalties against the Gold team. Bradley will boot out to his right, and he throws on the run, and he does not complete the pass. I think it was dropped by Ryan Thomas, a local product.
Yeah, Ryan Thomas, tight end, number 88 out of Greensburg-Salem, former Golden Lion. McCormick tried to fit this one into a very small window.
Throw was pretty good. Thomas was there, but great defense. Nario Walks, I believe, was one of the Gold team members that helped jar the ball loose along with Hayden Gears.
Yeah, Walks, the Rover linebacker, number 9, veteran player here at Seton Hill.
Yeah, you'll be hearing that a lot on the defensive side of the football as that ball is airmailed down the field intended for Fame, and that'll set up a third down.
Yeah, Fame and McCormick not on the same page that time. Is it McCormick, excuse me? Or is it, it's Bradley.
Bradley, yep.
My mistake, I apologize to the McCormick family as we identify Tyler Bradley. It's been a long third quarter.
It has been, hasn't it? It's only 8 minutes. We still have 3 minutes to go.
You start throwing the ball, clock stops.
Bradley steps up, completes the pass over the middle, and it may be a first down. It's taking a hard smack. Speaking of Nario Walks, he delivers a huge kiss to Bryce Dare, but guess what? Dare pops up, he's better than ever, and he has the first down.
Yeah, you know what? It's a nice play. Dare makes the reception, protects the football, hit hard.
Great tackle
by Walks. First down, Crimson.
Look at that. I mean, this is how you tackle right there, Roger. Didn't lead with his helmet, got his hands up, just made the tackle.
Solid football play right there.
So Nario Walks, third on the team last year with 83 tackles, is asserting himself defensively. But give credit to Dare. He pops back up and he heads off the field as we have a timeout. I'm assuming Crimson took it. I'm not 100% sure. Not that it, again, really matters, but hey, we want to thank all of our great sponsors of Seton Hill University football this year and throughout the year. Of course, Excella Health, Alex Hetrick State Farm, Bowser Automotive, D'Annunzio's, Manor Valley Golf Course, Sendell Motors, The Collision Shop by Jason Mignon, Smale Auto, Westmoreland Drug and Alcohol Commission, Stevenson Insurance, thank you so much, and also Scott Learn, DMV. Thank you very much to all of our sponsors of Seton Hill University Sports. We would not be able to do what we do without you.
And we encourage all of our listeners to become a patron of those very, very fine sponsors.
That's right. Here is Dare, and Dare is going to get hit in the backfield. Try to keep his legs pumping. Did a nice job of not going down easy, but too many of those gold/white jerseys in the backfield.
Yeah, nice job by 33. Again, I feel bad that we don't have him listed on our roster. Nice job shooting the gap. Nice angle there. Turns the play in a little bit, gets some help.
On the carry, loss of 2.
I'll tell you what, we're going to have Coach Day on after the game. We'll ask him who 33 is. I'm going to write that down. Who is 33? Okay. That way we won't forget. We
with a big play for the goal defense.
Want to give him some credit there. Stepping up in the pocket and taking off here is Bradley, and he slides down at the 40-yard line. He picks up about 4.
You know what? Discretion is the better part of valor. 12, Bradley with the ball. Number 9, Nario Walks, had him in his sight and kind of slid, avoided the hit.
Third down and 10 for Team Crimson. Third quarter of the Seton Hill spring game. Bradley drops it off. Can he miss a tackle? He does break a tackle. Does Dare. Breaks another one at the 30. And Dare goes inside the 20-yard line. Tell you what, Bryce Dare on this drive showing something to these coaches.
Yeah, he has. Jaden Mack coming back to make the stop, the flex linebacker. Here's the replay. Dare sits up.
That's so key there, Roger. When you leak out of the backfield, you got to make the first man miss. He was able to make Gears miss and also broke a tackle at the 30, picks up the first down.
Yeah, nice job inside the red zone for the Crimson team.
Rain is falling again here at Penn Trafford.
Just cannot escape the April showers.
Bradley pump fake, pulls it down. They're going to blow it dead quickly. I had our man Mark Kasanowicz go downstairs to see if maybe P.J. Downs knew who 33 was for the white team, gold team, and unfortunately he's not sure either. As you get a good look at the interior there for Team Gold. How about Kevan Bowen, the nose tackle, redshirt senior, number 68,
you know
the big
what?
guy.
If any of our listeners or viewers know who 33 is right now, email us here in the booth, and we will gladly give that young man his due.
Great to see Bowen back, though, for Seton Hill. He is a big cog on that defensive line, whether he's making tackles or really just taking on offensive linemen to allow the linebackers to make tackles. He does a great job. He is a redshirt. He will be a redshirt senior. It is 20-0, and we'll step away from the microphones here on the Westmoreland Sports Network. With Roger Downs, I'm Dan Flickinger, Marcus Weekland here. The crew is here for this spring game. Crimson leads Gold 20-0.
Crimson on the attack once again. Empty backfield.
Bradley steps up, looking, firing to the left, and it's incomplete. He had a receiver. We had that one as well, but there was someone wide open calling for the football down the seam, and I think that was Ethan Fame, but he didn't see him. Although a good throw, he might have been able to hit his primary target regardless.
Well, wet ball once again, Dan.
You look at Fame there down the seam.
Yep.
And Bradley, might have slipped out of his hands a little bit. He did have, who was that? Hawkins.
Well, it's going to be 3rd and 13. Might see a possible field goal attempt if the Crimson team is unable to get this first down.
Yeah, Hogger has made 2 extra points. Bradley. Airs one out, and that's going to be wide of the intended receiver, Hawkins again. Hey, we want to say hello to Mark Bauer. He emails in, friends and family of Josh Ramirez, number 35 on Crimson, and Musa Tama, number 10 on Gold, both playing tonight. Hello from Woodbridge, Virginia.
All right. Thank you very
Mark.
Yes.
And we are going to see Hogger attempt his first field goal tonight.
The holder's going to be number 5, Jack Wagner. Long snapper will be 78, Mason Hoyt.
This is a 39-yard field goal attempt, and you see just a couple of guys up there with the big bags.
Doing their...
Auger's kick is on its way, and it is going to be short, and the official couldn't make the catch there, so Luke not able to boot it through. And again, had a really good season last year, couldn't quite get into that one enough, so the turnover on downs, if you will go to the Gold now.
Yes, indeed. Gold's going to have to try to get something going. They've been completely dominated by the Crimson team so far tonight, but that's why you play 4 quarters. It will be 1st and 10 from their own 22-yard line.
We got word, Roger, that Chris Cacase was the mysterious Gold
33
team member, 33. We had him on our roster at number 40.
Well, I'll tell you what, Chris Cacase is doing a nice job this evening from his safety position.
Going to air one out down the middle of the field. It's incomplete, double coverage, pass for Phillips. That'll set up a 2nd down after the deep shot.
Foxworth, one of those defenders. Or excuse me, Cartier Gray. We have 2 number 3s on the red team, the Crimson team. And there are other team members on each respective team that there are some duplicate numbers.
We have Jake McCormick back in at quarterback for Team Gold. Nick McCarthy to his left. McCarthy had a touchdown run for the Crimson team moments ago, and breaking the pocket and running and sliding for a good gain on 2nd down up to the 31-yard line is McCormick.
Yeah, nice decision there by the quarterback McCormick. Getting what he could, sliding down, preventing taking a hit.
Let's give him 7.
That'll be a pickup of about 7, 3rd down and 3 for Team Gold. This time they go the pistol look, as motioning out of the backfield is Tyon Battle. And the red team nearly came across but then got back, and then I think that forced a false start penalty from Team Gold.
Well, we're going to have a little bit of a conference here between our officials this evening. They might go against the Crimson team.
Now, this isn't the USFL, Roger. We do not have the referees mic'd up, unfortunately, and it will be a infraction offside against the Crimson, so it'll be a 1st down here for Team Gold. But, yeah, I mean, Fox was pulling out all the stops. They had the quarterbacks, I think, mic'd up. You could hear the plays. And I'll tell you the one thing that's really neat to do here and there in terms of hearing the plays, but I didn't want to hear it before every play because it ruined
everything.
The excitement,
the excitement, the broadcast,
if you knew what
sounds
the play
of the
was
game.
going to be, I didn't like it at all. I mean, they would call the play, and then the color analyst would kind of talk about what the play was going to be, and then they would run it. And I'm like, well, this isn't practice film. This is a game. I don't want to know what the play is.
Right.
That's part of the excitement, I think, of watching a football game. You don't know whether it's going to be a run or a pass.
You know what? I think it's fine in moderation.
Yes. Yeah, here and there if you want to do it. Maybe a drive, you pick up all the plays, that's fine. But not before every play. And, of course, I didn't watch it long enough to know if maybe they did do it that way.
I did not either.
Just wasn't a huge fan of that. Pickup of 4 on the run by McCormick. And McCormick on 2nd down and 6 now. 1st down completion, as he has Bales, helped up by Jalen McDuffie.
Nice job. Nice.
Sorry, that was Phillips, 6, not 5.
Nice zing on the ball there from McCormick. Another tight window, put it right in there. 1st down, Gold.
Again, McCormick had the most attempts last year. He, along with Chris Jones.
For the Crimson defense.
McCormick throwing for 912 yards, 7 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, but the Griffins just did not get enough from their quarterback position, as a sack for Jaheim Thomas, the sophomore out of Rockledge, Florida.
He's had a pretty nice game this evening, has number 19.
Really got a great jump off the snap of the ball.
Jaheim Thomas for Crimson.
We'll take one more look. You see the jump. Watch the right side of your screen there. Boom. I don't know if it was too early or not, but it was Troy Polamalu-esque, the timing of that. They get off again, and the pass here in the flat to McCarthy, and McCarthy will get the lost yardage back and maybe one more.
Stopped by Jalen McDuffie.
Again, McDuffie and Nelson Gideon were both announced as captains at halftime for the fall. See, the pickup will go for 6, so it's 3rd down and 10. Team Gold employing Phillips as the far receiver to the right. Battle in the slot.
McDuffie once again
along with Bales.
For Crimson, 3rd down and 10.
And he's going to go for Bales. And the pass is caught but out of bounds. Mark Bales hauled it in down the far sideline, but unfortunately was out of bounds, but a great effort by number 5.
Zaire Reed once again, pretty good coverage.
Bales the intended receiver. Reed on the coverage from Crimson.
Yep, well out of bounds.
Nice job by Reed using the sideline as another defender there.
It's what they teach you, right?
Yes,
as a
indeed.
defensive back, you got to use parts of the field.
Empty set now for the Gold team. 5 wideouts, including the tight end Thomas.
McCormick throws the pass. It's intercepted. Coming the other way is Posey. And Quentin Posey is going to take it to the house for Team Crimson.
Number 15, Jacob Horner back the pass. He's picked off and picked up picks. Number 15, having a great
Let's take one more look at it here. They needed 10 yards, probably wouldn't have gotten, even if Posey doesn't intercept the pass, no way, unless he runs for it. But Posey steps right in front of the receiver tie-on battle, and Quentin takes it home. Hogger on for the extra point. Low snap again, and he's able to knock it through this time.
Yeah. Obviously some things that need to be worked on between snapper and holder and the kicker and the timing. Because on game day, it's not going to be kind of a free snap. You're going to have the opposition trying to block the kick, attacking. There's our crowd here. Kind of a wet crowd.
Many of the recruits that are coming in, at least some of them that are coming in next year, are out in the bleachers there. They were recognized before the game. Something that Coach Day does a really nice job of, and he talked about this when he was first hired, being a former Griffin, playing for Seton Hill, it means something to him to be able to involve more than just the X's and O's. Try to involve the alumni more, recognize the captains at halftime, bring future Griffins to the game, the recruits.
Yeah, what Coach Day is attempting to do is to change the culture of Seton Hill football, and slowly but surely he is doing that. His energy level is off the charts, and there's a good shot of Dan Day, the head coach here at Seton Hill University. Just a wonderful man, great father, great husband, just an overall good person. Had a nice chat with him prior to going on the air tonight.
And no pun intended here, but you would never know he would have a bad day. Every time I I talk with him. He's so full of energy, always positive, and as a matter of fact, if I bring up things that are negative, he gets on me about it. So we always joke around about that. I'll be talking about this or that. And, you having a bad day, Dan? So he's just a guy that I know the players love to play for, so he's a perfect fit for Seton Hill, as the option pitch will go out to McGriff as he spins forward for a couple of yards here on the first play of this possession for Team Gold, trailing 27-0. We're under 4 minutes.
Yeah, nice job by the nose tackle, Kyrie Rogers, number 99, getting out to the perimeter on that play.
So we broadcast a ton of games here from Penn Trafford. As a matter of fact, the high school that we're at, Penn Trafford High School, it is the first ever high school football team that we partnered with on the Westmoreland Sports Network back in 2010. I mentioned they just won a state and district championship. So we broadcast many times from here. We love it. We love broadcasting from here because of the view that we have as McGriff gets through a crack. And McGriff will get up to the 39-yard line. But you are a little bit far away from the action, so a lot is dependent on our man Marcus Weekland, Mr. Experience over here, Kevin. And so a lot of the times, Roger, we'll look at the monitor as opposed to even looking at the field.
Right.
Because we can see a little bit better on the monitor here as 3rd down and 1 comes up for the Gold. Handoff straight ahead, and McGriff lowers his shoulder, picks up the first down. Jaquan McGriff.
Nice job by McGriff. Stopped by Ben Weaver.
There's some crack in there. We'll take one more look at it here. Just a little crease there, and able to lower his shoulder and pick up a few extra yards. That was Richard Johnson that ran into McGriff, or maybe the other way around, more accurate way of saying it.
Yes.
First down from the 44. Jaquan again in the backfield. Quarterback is Qua back in. And what happened there?
I tell you what, we'll watch the replay. Dan Casimir, the tight end, number 86. He kind of went forward, reset. We'll see it on the replay. Oh, okay, I'm going to stay reset, and I'm going to do it again.
You heard the entire bench from the Crimson team yelling. You love to see that. They're engaged in the game.
Well, this is a competitive bunch, Dan.
Yeah, we talked earlier in the broadcast. Coach Day was telling me that earlier today. He said that he kind of has to put the reins on them sometimes because of how energetic they are and, you know, how badly they want to thud in practice, crack the pads, and do those types of things. Yep, we did figure out it was Christopher Kakay. Someone did email us, so thank you so much for that. And we also got word from up here in the booth. And it's a designed run. This is battle.
It was a Wildcat formation.
Yeah.
The quarterback, number 10.
That would be Qua.
Qua was in the slot to the right side. There you see him going down the hash on the right side.
So a design run for battle, but he doesn't get much. As a matter of fact, he will pick up 4. 2nd down and 11 with 1:50 on the moving clock here in the final quarter. Qua sidecar to his left, 4 wide receivers. And Kofi will take the snap. Going to throw out to the right side. The pass is picked off. He was looking for Bales, but it's intercepted by the Crimson team. And with the pick is Eric Poliquin?
No,
or is it 26?
I think it's Elton Jones.
26, not 25, makes the interception.
A little bit of chippiness out on the field as well, Dan. Competitors are competing.
Yeah, that pass overthrown and really wide of the mark of Bales.
I tell you what, Jones did a nice job in baiting the quarterback. Gave the appearance that Bales was open. Safety comes over, plenty of time to secure the turnover, but I believe we have a penalty probably for taunting on the Crimson team.
We're walking backwards. Even Chris Snyder's walking backwards there. There's Chris.
Athletic director here at Seton Hill University. Just hired a new head basketball coach as well.
Yeah. Chris typically is on the sidelines. Of course, not only was he the first head coach here at Seton Hill, he coached Dan Day when he played at Seton Hill. Chris Snyder, then Joel Dolinsky, and then Isaac Collins, who, by the way, I want to congratulate Coach Collins, who was a great guy, great to us. Things didn't work out for him here at Seton Hill. He's now the head coach at Division III Albright. He was named a head coach in the recent months.
Yeah, he was at Bucknell before that.
Yeah, as an assistant.
Quarterback Tyler Bradley takes a knee.
And is that just
going to
do
be
it? Yeah, Bradley takes a knee. And the Crimson team with a convincing 27-0 victory over Team Gold. 4 touchdowns, 1 on defense from Posey. And that's the way this game comes to an end. And aside from at least what we saw, Roger, maybe one player kind of limping a little bit, no serious injuries from what we saw, and that's obviously important, but some of these players really had a chance to really show out, as they say, and some of them did so. And as I talk with Coach Day, we're going to get him up here. Hopefully he remembers. We're going to get him up here after he talks to the team. He mentioned that this is a game that players could really improve their stock for the fall. I mean, this isn't just, a game to kind of, go around and have fun. I mean, that's part of it, but there's some importance to this for some of these players.
How many people have heard of Eric Poliquin before today?
Mm-hmm.
Or in terms of Chris
Nick McCarthy,
Cacase,
Chris Cacase,
yes,
and Eddie
Bryce
Scott.
Dare,
first time we got a chance to see Eddie Scott consistently. I think we saw him for a couple plays last year.
Yes,
he got injured, and that was it. So I know the coaching staff has a lot of high hopes for him, and he really showed why that is in this spring game. Throws a touchdown pass, runs in a touchdown, and that's exactly what the coaching staff wants Eddie to do. It's not a filled position yet, the quarterback spot, so Eddie's just one of the guys still in the mix, but when he gets out there, he's going to use his legs. He's going to be able to throw well as well. And, of course, Nick McCarthy got through a big hole, runs for a 50-yard touchdown, and then that interception return for Posey. And Ethan Fame, Roger, made some really nice grabs. Tyon Battle made a really nice catch for the Gold team earlier in the game on an underthrown ball. And then you mentioned Bryce Dare, who got popped hard by, I think it was Nario Walks. Gets back up, picks up the first down, and then has another big run play after that. So you got a chance to see some future Griffins here and some great individual performances. And again, the strength of this team, no matter what happened in this game, will be their defense. But that being said, they need more from their offense this year. And we saw some guys be able to do that in this game. Hopefully that'll translate.
Yeah, you got to score points to win in any league when you're playing the game of football.
Let's take a look at the touchdowns from this game. This was the first. Ethan Fame, a touchdown pass of 43 yards from Eddie Scott. Perfectly thrown ball. He zings it in there, and Fame is loose. The touchdown in the first quarter put Crimson ahead 1-0. And then in the second quarter, it was a 6-yard touchdown run for Eddie Scott. He called his own number. 2:01 mark of the second quarter, bangs in there for the touchdown, and that made it a 14-0 lead at halftime. In the third quarter, Nick McCarthy busts through on a nice run off the right side. You'll see some really good blocking here by the guys up front. McCarthy gets through that hole. Great job by the right guard and right tackle there for the Crimson team. McCarthy then gets a block downfield as well from Hawkins, and he is off for a 50-yard touchdown. And again, that put Crimson ahead by the score of 20-0 as the extra point was no good. And then I believe this is the interception. It is. the pick 6 for Posey at the 4:11 mark of the fourth quarter. He runs it in for a touchdown on the interception return, and that sets our final at 27-0. There was a missed field goal by Luke Hogger as well in the later stages of the game. So Crimson wins it 27-0 over Team Gold. We'll have to ask Coach Day if anything was wagered on this game. I know last year it wasn't a wager, but it was the winning team got hamburgers.
I think the losing team got a bologna cheese sandwich or something like that.
So they're still fed. They still get fed, but they just don't get the good stuff, I guess. So
I guess not. You know what? Tonight we saw in this game the good, the bad, and where improvements need to be made for the Seton Hill University Griffin team.
All right, so Coach Day is going to continue to address the team. And with how energetic he is, we can pick up a little bit on the crowd mic there. So what we're going to do, we're going to step away from the microphones here for a moment. After Coach Day talks to the team, we're going to get him up here. We're going to get his thoughts on the spring game. So we'll step away for a moment. You'll continue to see the team and Coach Day out there, and then we will talk with Coach Day in just a couple of moments.
Taking care of each other, all right? We've got to continue to grow. This is a great step, all right, in who we're going to be as a team. A lot of young guys having an opportunity to come out here and put some good things on film, good opportunities on film, and going out there and making some plays, okay? So this step, this phase, it's over, man. Spring ball, all that work, early mornings, you've done that right. And we've gotten, I promise you, a lot better, okay? A lot better. Overall big picture, I'm excited about what you guys are doing. But the biggest piece, that discipline aspect, right? And for us to achieve what we want to, that purpose has to be together. You guys got that? It's got to be family. That's got to be us. You're not coming out here playing because you want to be a good football player. You're not coming out here playing just because you like the game. But you're playing as hard as you can for the man next to you. That's got to continue to be the focus. That'll elevate you higher because the pieces are there. The talent is there. The opportunity to compete is there. Now it's there, right? That's where we got to make sure we take those next steps and where we want to be as a program. Really, really proud of you guys and the growth we've made. What time are we at St. Clair Park tomorrow? Barry, I don't give a shit about your 21st birthday. I'll see you there. That's great. 9 o'clock, man. Hey, proud of you guys, right? Proud of you guys. I love you guys. And I told you, again, I'm proud of you. I love you guys. I told you, got to make sure, hey, give me another night. Give me another night. I know, I get it. It's been a long spring. Give me another night, okay? Give me another night. Make sure we're taking care of each other. We'll be there tomorrow together. Then you break it down. Get it, all right? As long as I get no phone calls, you take care of each other, all right? All right? All right?
Hey, you're still able to come up.
Yep. Come up. I'll come up. Awesome.
All right, we appreciate everybody that stayed with us there. As you see us now, we are on the post-game show, and Coach Day has made the climb. You've been able to catch your breath a little bit, Coach. Now.
To the top of Mount Warrior here in
Harrison City. Yeah, Mount Warrior.
I thought it was so fitting. Like I said, we're going to be road warriors, so what better place to start, right?
Yes. Last year we had a ton of home games. This year we have a ton of road games.
In fact, I was telling Dan Flickinger,
throw up the schedule here while you catch your breath.
I kind of like this idea. I was wondering, this is just thrown out.
Maybe travel the spring game, local high schools.
Latrobe,
I think it's a
Norwood,
great
Hempfield, get the Westmoreland County, maybe use it as a recruiting tool.
Yeah. So we have a lot of newer opponents this year. Haven't played Ship for a while. Haven't played East Stroud for a while. Haven't played Millersville for a few years as well. But we're talking about the spring game. We just wanted to throw that up as we were mentioning our schedule. So, Coach, just your overall thoughts, man. Last year, pretty low-scoring game. This year, Crimson got off to a great start. You had that big touchdown pass from Eddie Scott to Ethan Fame, and they were kind of off and running on that side.
Yeah. And I thought Crimson played a really balanced game. Did I think a better job overall moving the ball through the air, which we wanted to see that to be more of a point of emphasis because we know, obviously Logan Weiland is a different player, but we expect to be able to run the ball, in the same fashion as what we did last year. So offensively, we knew the next biggest steps were going to be, that production in the air. So it was great to see that early, especially on the Crimson side. And then, I think they did run the ball, but it was a little bit more splash plays than it was consistency in running the football. So I'd like to see that be a little bit better just in terms of consistency.
Who were some of the guys, and I guess we can give you the guys that kind of stood out for us, but for you, that maybe didn't have big roles last year that really stood out to you in this game?
Yeah, I thought Ethan did a great job early. And I think he had a couple more plays, opportunities that now we got him filming. We can coach him, that much more. Obviously, that was a big play early, but I thought he did a pretty good job of coming out and making some plays. I thought, Nick did a good job. Nick McCarthy, I thought he was running somewhat timid to start, but we don't, give him enough credit. I mean, this is first live college football, snaps. And I get it's a spring game, but it's down there, the energy, intensity.
Absolutely.
I mean,
we can hear it on our crowd mic.
Oh, they were playing,
Yeah, there was even a bit of chippiness taking place.
Yeah. There were some bragging rights on the line for sure. But, I thought he really turned it on. Obviously, Eddie got hurt early, so we didn't really get a very, big sample size of Eddie Scott. So he did a great job
last year, of course.
Last year.
Yeah, we just want to make sure.
Yeah, last year. So because he got hurt, super early, so we really didn't have him all year. And I thought he did a really good job. And I don't know if I mentioned Richard Johnson.
No, you didn't.
No, you did not.
He plays. I mean, he was our defensive scout team player of the year last year.
Okay.
He made some really good plays. I mean, he got Jai in a one-on-one situation in the box, and Jai is difficult to handle in those one-on-one situations in the box. So it was good to see him come up and make that play and have that opportunity.
First touchdown here, Coach, if you kind of want to take us through that.
Yeah, just Ethan doing a great job of not losing leverage. I'd love to see him, save the box a little bit better, but just understanding matchups and taking that leverage. He's been doing a much better job of just pushing vertical off the field, and Eddie played placed a really, really nice ball. Obviously, we see a ton of cover one all spring, and just learning how to complete some of those contested balls there is huge. And he did a great job of that and has been better.
And obviously, you want him to be in there if he does win out the job, that he's able to use his legs and do things like this, right?
Yeah, I mean, and that is kind of what you saw out of him last year in those limited roles and snaps he did have last year. It was a little bit more of getting his feet wet, running the football. He's a really good runner. He's a physical runner. Is one thing that we love about him, that he'll put his shoulders down and sometimes more than we probably want him to. To be able to make sure we're keeping him healthy. But I think that'll be a good element of his game.
A couple of young guys I thought stood out to me up here. 33 for the goal team, Cacase.
Yeah, Chris.
Did a nice job coming up in the secondary from his free safety position.
And you mentioned McCarthy, too, with this.
Here's his long run.
Nice run.
Yep. Yep.
And obviously, Coach, you had the blocking there on the right side.
And that's, some of our young guys, our right guard made a huge block right there. Right tackle, good job. Double team and just running feet through. I thought that was a really important play just to kind of get them going.
Doing the job, too.
And that, I mean, you guys watched us play last year. Like, our downfield production had to be better. And that was a point of emphasis in the spring. We felt like we left so many yards and opportunities on the field because we just weren't working hard enough downfield. I thought they did a much better job of that all spring, and you saw that on that big run. I mean, that receiver, I think that was Hezekiah, made that happen.
I think he had a nice game today. Hawkins catching the ball, a couple wide receivers,
some screens. Stuff,
I thought that a young guy, and I'm focusing on the young guys, because the veteran guys,
they already get
what we expect. They did. It's Poliquin,
Eric Poliquin. Oh yeah, he's been a headache all spring now. He's you see a lot of backfield production out of Jalen. And Eric plays similar in the sense that, I mean, it's 1,000 miles an hour. Even if sometimes you'd see it at practice, he might make a mistake mentally, but he plays so fast and hard that he can make up for it. And sometimes as a coach, you don't want mistakes, but if you make up for it with effort, and he does a great job of that. I mean, he had a lot of backfield production tonight.
I had one more youngster that stood out to me, and his name escapes me, Dan. He was number 19 on the Crimson team.
That would have been Jaheim Thomas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We knew that was coming, right? Yeah. This is one that when we line up in practice every day and see his get off and his ability to get after the quarterback, he purposefully lost some weight to just get a little bit faster, and you probably saw that today. There are times when that first step is off the line, it almost looks like he's cheating.
Yeah,
he
did.
Well, in fact, we made mention of that a couple times.
We showed the replay a few times where
he's very quick with that first step.
Troy Polamalu-esque being able to time the snap.
Time that snap.
The snap, Coach. And if you could take us through maybe the last touchdown here, it was Quentin Posey with a little pick six action here. For
Quentin's another guy who's been doing a much better job, just doing his job, right, and reading those things out, being patient. I mean, you see our defense is very, very chaotic. Incorporate a little bit more, of some of our zone pressures, getting guys off guard, and we are so pressure. We bring so much pressure that sometimes that's the difference. But I thought he did a great job of just seeing that route combination and jumping it.
Yeah, he did. And the only coaching point I would make, that number 11 on the gold team, if he's going to turn his numbers to the quarterback, he can't drift. That created space for Posey to make a great defensive play.
And on those out, any of those routes, we've got to, understand every route we talk about, whether, an out route, hitch, whatever it is, quarterback's got to understand if you miss where you can miss, right? And that wasn't it.
Inside is not one of them.
The one guy we haven't talked about is Bryce Dare, who took a huge hit from Nario in this game, pops back up. He got the first down, then he gets a carry, then a couple plays later and runs for like 20 yards or something like that. That was pretty cool.
Bryce is one of the guys that we're excited about. He's Logan-esque, just in his very workman-like, and we'll just line up, play the next play, line up, play the next play, and he's a very physical football player. He's got more physical ability even in him, I think, than what he's just, again, another guy that's just kind of getting his feet wet, and understanding the speed and physicality of college football. And I think as he continues to say, I think this is a great night for him to feel that, feel that hit. That's awesome. Pop up, go back, do it again. He ripped off a long run after that.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
that's what I was saying.
Number one question, health-wise, how did the Griffins come out?
We're there.
There you go.
We're there.
That's always what you want to come out.
Yeah.
I know number 14 on the Crimson team came up a little gimpy there for a while.
That was Dorman, there. So, Coach, it's interesting too when you look at your offense. You lost some really good receivers to graduation. Obviously, Logan Weiland. You have Eddie Scott coming back. So, is there still a lot of work to be done on that side of the ball to kind of have that cohesiveness and see new guys step into bigger roles?
No question. But I will say, the key, and Roger, you and I talked about this, I think, before we even came up. Undervaluing the offensive line is what you saw a little bit tonight, in the gold team. And again, that's something we had talked about. But that group, specifically the starting offensive line, they're now veteran. You know, I mean, that crew, they were all right? 2019.
Yeah, right.
When we threw those guys in the fire, and you got a lot of freshmen playing, right? It's easy to second guess that, but you're going to see the fruits of their labor as they settle in. And truthfully, as long as those guys settle in, the other pieces
makes
around,
everything else around them
it calms
easier.
it down. You know, I still think you still have to have that playmaker, that fire, that guy outside can be electric, take the ball the distance, right? But if the O-line is playing well physical football, you'll always feel that kind of calm sense that it's only going to take a play and we're going to be okay. When those guys aren't playing well, that's when you feel that panic. What do you call? What do you do? You know, so that group being mature, older, I think that's where you're going to see our offense be able to blossom.
And I saw that when the Crimson team took a timeout. It was 4th and 2, I believe, and you're starting to get your young men in the mindset, okay, we're not automatically going for a field goal. We're not automatically going to punt. It's 4th and 2. Our guys up front are better than your guys up front. Here we go.
Let's go.
Yeah, we're going to go get it. So, Coach, the million-dollar question, I know you probably have to get back down to your team, for God's sakes. We've had you up here for about 15 minutes. But we always ask you about where the process is right now in terms of the program, and cultures, and a word that you've used many times and we've used many times talking about it. We've seen so much improvement in that area. Right now, after this game, where would you evaluate where you guys are at right now?
I think physically we're better than we've ever been. In terms of schematics, we're better than we've ever been. You know, the biggest challenge I have for this team and the biggest challenge I have for our guys, you know, I love the competition we had tonight. But I'm truthfully really disappointed in how it ended. You know, because we are a team that if we expect to win, you know, we can't act like you won the Super Bowl when you win. You know, that's got to be part of the expectation, who we are, that discipline. You know, at the end, that's a big thing we've talked to our, guys about. You can't simulate that, right? You can't simulate those moments. You can't simulate, even for Crimson at the end, I'm disappointed in that aspect, but I'd rather this happen now. And we're going to go in a team meeting. We're going to talk about that, right? That has to be that growth and that discipline and expecting, I know you and I have talked about this a lot, Dan, but year 1 being that foundation, year 2 learning how to win, and year 3, for us, it's being winners. And that's not how winners act. Winners are, you're excited. I don't want to take that away, right? And I like to get as excited as anybody down there, but
act like
you got to
you've
know
been there before.
No question, right? And it's not like it's, oh my gosh, Seton Hill won a game. Like, no, that's not who we are anymore. We expect to go out and win football games. So when you're in that moment, that discipline aspect of handling that, unsportsmanlike, having 2 unsportsmanlike, penalties in a scrimmage, like, we can't have that. That's got to be discipline. You're giving the other team opportunities, right? And as we continue to climb that ladder for what we want to be as a team, I mean, everybody's going to say you come in week after week, there's faceless opponents. Look, I don't care what anybody says. In the PSAC, there are some really, really good football teams, right? And just being honest, right? Yeah. Like, there are some really, really good teams you're going to line up and play against. And you're not going to get away with 15-yard unsportsmanlike against everybody. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you've got to be able to.
And a lot of time that can't come from you and your coaching staff. It has to come from your leaders on the team to address that situation as well.
Speaking of that, we saw Nelson Gideon and Jalen McDuffie were named captains. Very well deserved for those two.
Absolutely. Yeah. Jalen, and he's a returning captain. He was one of our captains, last year. And for him, I remember last year talking about Jaden and his growth as a leader. This spring, Jalen's been a better player. But what I'm most excited about is his leadership. What he, some of the moments we've had in winter conditioning, and sometimes Jalen was a guy that, when it was tough moments, he'd shell up a little bit and make sure he was making it through. This spring, he made it about, I'm going to make sure my teammates are getting through. And some really, really special moments we had, again, over the course of the spring to see that growth. And that's going to be critical. I mean, I don't care who you are. Penn Trafford is where we're at. They were 2-2 at one point.
They were.
They go out and they become state champions. It's easy at 2-2 to, tuck tail and things aren't working, right? But we're going to have bad moments. That's just part of football. And
it's part of life.
No question, right? No question. And it's going to be the leaders. They're not going, as great of a coach as Nick Saban is, in those moments, they don't listen to him. Right. They listen to players. They listen to leaders. And that's what we as coaches have to teach.
No doubt about it. Wow. Coach, I'm inspired right now. I know I have eligibility left. I probably would tear an ACL and Achilles,
you got it, Dan.
Achilles and all that stuff. So one final thing, can you kind of tell us about what the schedule is now for you guys and where we go from here?
Yeah, so we really break it down. After this, we go. I have 18 and a half hours of exit meetings next week, so that's going to be next week is a long week, but it's a great week for me to get
feedback,
that
kind of
see
thing.
Their thought,
get your message out a little better, and all that stuff.
See where those guys are at. So we do that next week, team meeting, and then these guys are out. Now we'll have a really large group of our guys, and I would expect it'll be the largest that we've ever had. That'll come back in July for our voluntary workouts. So I think we'll have a really, really good turnout.
How many on the roster right now? You said 73?
We're at 75.
75?
Yeah, we're at 75 in the spring. So for us, the COVID year was an anomaly with how large the roster was, but having that retention, is something for me that as a coach, it's so exciting when you have retention because it means they believe it, they buy into it, they see it. If they didn't, they wouldn't stay, and so being able to see that and these guys wanting to come out and compete, is huge, and especially in the advent of the transfer portal to have kept, the guys that we have the guys that want to be here to put that stamp on it.
And that's who you want. You want someone that wants to be here.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Coach, I think that's it. I mean, again, we could stand here and talk for another hour.
We'll be back at it before you know
right.
it now. We'll be back at it before you know it.
No doubt about it. Coach, continue to do great things. I know you guys were one win away from that winning season. I know you're working towards that this year, maybe even better things, but one step at a time, trying to get better and take this thing forward. But we saw some great individual performances tonight, and we're excited about the season.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. What you do, I mean, were there emails? I was.
There were a few.
Yeah. Coach Barabee even.
Okay.
Coach Barabee sent an email in.
All the way from Serbia.
Yes, he said he was watching in Serbia.
Paraquin's dad.
Boots Poliquin.
Excuse me.
Was watching from the Arab Gulf.
Yes.
So that was pretty cool. And we got
awesome.
Josh Ramirez.
Awesome.
And who's the other kid from Virginia?
Woodbridge?
Woodbridge.
Musa?
Yes. So he wanted to give a shout out to both of those guys. So that was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
So I'm sure we had a lot of people watching, and you guys did what you needed to do on the field. It looked like football in the spring. That was pretty cool because we normally don't get that unless you're watching the USFL, which I don't know how many.
We're a long way from year one down at Offutt with 3 offensive linemen.
Just a little bit different. a little bit different. And I mentioned that during the broadcast, Coach, because the spring's a little bit unique because you don't have the new class of freshmen yet, but you also lost your kids that graduated. They're not going to be there in the spring, obviously. They're not playing next year. So it's like a much smaller roster, I guess. But to have 75, that says something about this year's Seton Hill team and maybe even last year that the past Seton Hill teams did not have. So
being able to be veteran when we step on the field is what we talked about day one, and you do that when you invest in the players. And you've seen our rosters. I'm not going to say there are none, but you don't see a lot of transfers.
Right.
We're going to bring you in. We're going to develop you. You're going to learn. We're going to trust you because you're going to invest in our program. We're going to invest in you, and that'll produce the results we want on the field.
Got to build it from the ground up.
Indeed.
Coach
Dan, thank you.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank
I appreciate it.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you so much. That is Coach Dan Day. We can put the microphone. I know, Coach, you got to get back down there.
That's because his kids are waiting, too.
Yeah, that's true. Hopefully you know where your kids are right now. They're not scattered all over the place here at Penn Trafford. So good shot of the field there. I'm telling you, Roger, he is one of the easiest coaches. I interview so many coaches.
Yes.
And I know you do too. He's so easy to interview. You just say one thing and,
just hit play and off he goes.
But it's not as if
But it's not just rote or garbage.
Right.
He is the best way. He's very sincere.
Yeah, I mean, we joke around off the air, on the air, and how much Coach likes to talk and stuff. But I think that when you hear his responses to whatever he's talking about, it's interesting. You want to hear it. He makes you want to listen to whatever he's talking, whether it be football or something else going on in life. Just a very down-to-earth coach.
He is.
And can't thank him enough for his support of our broadcast and just doing things the right way here at Seton Hill.
Very good.
Also want to thank Marcus Weekland for doing things the right way behind the camera here tonight. For Roger Downs, thank you, Roger. We'll have Seton Hill football before you know it. I'm sure we'll be together for a few games, whatever, but Sean will be there as well, calling games next year too. So should be a lot of fun coming up this fall. This was just a teaser, a little appetizer for Seton Hill football. Again, a program that certainly has struggled for the majority of its existence, but Dan has done a great job since coming in. Again, they posted their tied for their second best record in school history last year with 5 wins, and they're certainly looking for bigger, better things coming up this fall with a lot back on defense, and as he mentioned, a strong offensive line, hopefully with some pieces fitting together there. So hopefully you've enjoyed the Seton Hill spring game. If you want to watch back to any of it, you can do so on the archives on westmorelandsports.com or on our YouTube or Facebook pages. So for all of us here, we'll talk to you tomorrow as we will be at Seton Hill University for Griffins baseball, as Seton Hill will welcome Gannon. The Griffins, one of the best Division II baseball programs in the country, but right now they're struggling, so they're looking to get off the schneid coming up tomorrow here on WSN at 1 o'clock. So for Roger, for Marcus, I'm Dan. Thank you for watching the Seton Hill University spring game right here on the Westmoreland Sports Network.